everyone. I'm going to talk today about how to set up printing 3 different materials with your gridded base that you've recently purchased. So the gridded base is 3/4 of an inch thick, and so what I would recommend doing first is just kind of setting it into your press bed, like so. As far as what materials we're going to work on printing today, we're going to talk about 3mm plywood, which is like something that you can buy at hobby stores or specialty wood stores. This is called Baltic Birch. It's a really nice plywood for carving. It has really thick veneers on it. Battleship gray linoleum, which is just kind of, standard linoleum that you can purchase from Dick Blick or other art stores. And then also a Lego base that has flat Legos on it. So these don't have the, the dimples or the rounded tops so that they can interconnect. These are the flat ones that, are slick for sliding or whatever you use them for in Legos. They're great for printing. And so we'll use one of 3 different materials for bumping up your bed. For all these, we're going to be working with approximately the same size as the bed itself. The first one is cardstock. I start out with 11 by 17 cardstock and cut that down to 9 1/4 by 17. The second one is some sort of chipboard. And so if you're in printing already, you are probably really familiar with chipboard. If you are new to chipboard and printing, a really easy source of chipboard is cereal boxes. So you can see my favorite cereal. Nobody's paying me for this promotion, but maybe they will now. What I've done is, again, just cut this down to my 9 1/4 by 17 so that it fits under my gridded base. This is really just as good as this material. It might be a little bit thicker or thinner. I find that 2 sheets of either of those 2 materials is plenty to bring this up to the right height. Once you figure out the right height for the material that you are specifically printing a lot of, you can just kind of save that setting and hold on to that little pack. I know I have different packs for different materials that I print, but each of these materials is slightly different in thickness, and so you'll need to be able to adjust that yourself. The first one is the easiest, and that's the Lego base with the flat Legos on it already. And so again, with my base in there and my press assembled, I can put that in there, and just like when we were doing the calibration tests, I'm going to roll it over and try and get it tight. And so this one is already tight, and so the gridded base with Legos is pretty much ready to go right out of the box. So that one was easy. The next one that we're going to do is the gray Battleship linoleum. Battleship gray linoleum, excuse me. And so again, same idea, but as I put it in there, you can see that it moves freely. So I'm going to start with one of my sheets of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then slide that on there and try that again. And that's a little snug, but not quite as snug as the piece of Lego was. So again, I'm going to slide now a sheet of paper because it's pretty close. And so now when that's in there, that's really tight. I might go another sheet still just to see what happens with that. And that's really tight, so I'll probably just stick with that. So now if I were getting ready to print, I would take my piece of cereal box and my 2 pieces of cardstock and quite simply slide them under my gridded base. And now I'd be ready to use double stick tape and tape down a piece of linoleum and get up and print as you would print anything. We made these gridded bases a little too long at first, and it was a real chore to get them back out of there. So I like the length that they are right now. It's not easy, but it's not, impossible. Okay, so our final material that we're going to try to get to the right height is our 1/8 inch plywood. Again, I've laser cut these into letter forms, as you can tell. My hope is to maybe sell these eventually, but they do sell very similar things at your general hobby stores right now, you know, Joann's or Michael's or, you know, wherever you buy your hobby stuff. So again, I'm going to slide it under there and it's moving freely. So again, put my piece of chipboard or cinnamon toast crunch under there. And this time when I go over that, you know, that's really tight. So that feels great to me. So again, with one piece of cinnamon toast crunch chipboard, I would just slide that under there. And then again, I could start double stick taping these down to spell. I don't know, I didn't think about this before I started, but whatever.
Grew.
So with two very simple products, you're able to bump your gridded base up to the height that you'll need to have for printing. Again, those two materials are chipboard or cereal boxes and cardstock. Again, Steve Garst for the Provincial Press. Have a good day.